Good morning, my lovely ladies. How are you? Day 2. I hope you are feeling fabulous. Did you manage to catch up on anything yesterday? I really hope you did. So how I'm going to do this is at the beginning of each day, I will do this live. And then in the comments below, I will pop in everything to do with your workouts, etc., etc. Okay? So you'll find the link to your workout and you'll find the first part of the information for today. Now, the most important bit is, how did you do yesterday? Did you start? It was the first day of the week, it was Monday, a great time to sort of start afresh, have a clean sort of page, and literally, you are the author of your own story. So, quick question. Did you close the kitchen last night? Did you do that? If you've got anybody at home, if you live alone, it's so much easier. But if you live at home, you got live at home. If anybody else is at home, if you've got a partner, you've got family, and they're nighttime munchers, it's a nightmare. So what you need to do is be honest with your family, tell them what you're doing. It would, anybody you live with, anybody that's part of your life, it helps when they know that you're going through perimenopause and menopause. Otherwise, they just think you're a lunatic. And I know that sounds awful, but any of you that are currently suffering or your moods are up and down, they literally, everyone around you just thinks, oh God, she's all right. Whereas if you actually talk to them and explain, they have to have a better understanding. Do you know what I mean? I think we can cope with anything we're aware of. It's when we don't know. So get them on board, get them to help you. Explain to them, you know, we don't need to be doing that. We don't need to be stuffing our faces in them. They go, well, I like it. Yeah, well, you like it, but not everything you like is good for you. So try and get the support of whoever you might live with, or your family or your friends or whatever. It will make a lot of difference. And that's also, when I was saying to you, are any of you coffee monsters or alcohol? You know, I don't mean it's horribly, but quite a few people I know, they get yourself a glass of wine every night, and then 1 glass of wine turns to 2 glasses of wine or 3 glasses of wine, and oh, I have to have that, otherwise I can't sleep. No, what actually happens is, if you're having the alcohol to help you sleep, you're not basically having a good night's sleep. You're basically in an alcohol-induced coma. Now, I know that sounds a little bit heavy, but it is. You're not having a good night's sleep. You've knocked yourself out. It's not good. You want a natural sleep, a naturally induced sleep. So I'm not knocking anybody. I'm just trying to explain. I understand. You know, it's like the nighttime munchies and nighttime nibbling. Oh, I'll just have this. I'll just have that. You know, coffee monsters. Oh, I'll just have the coffee to get through. I'll have another coffee. That'll perk me up. That'll keep me going. Alcohol. Oh, I'll have a glass to calm me down and relax me. Or I've had a bad day. I deserve it. Or oh, I need that to sleep. These are all little habits that we build that just are not very positive to our health. When I'm going on about it, it's not because I'm anti anything. The reason I'm anti anything is because there's a better way. Our gut health is directly linked to our immunity, so our immune system. And especially this time of year, so many people get poorly. I mean, COVID's massively on the rise again as well. You know, you've got flu, you've got horrible colds, you name it. But our immune system is, well, we need it. You know, with everything else, you could have all the money in the world, but if you haven't got your health, you're stuffed, aren't you? Yeah. So your gut health, your gut and your brain are directly linked. So when you get that gut feeling, you know, or you're nervous, you get a nervous tummy, and the brain, everything is linked. So when I'm talking to you about your gut health, things like alcohol, caffeine, sugars, really, really affect your gut lining, and it can damage it. So when I'm going on, that's why. I just want you to have really good gut health, and I want our guts to be able to work properly, and I want us to be able to absorb all those wonderful nutrients that we're taking in. Right, I'm doing it again. Calm myself down. Right. Let's break it down. So, nighttime nibbling. Did you manage not to do it? Don't panic if you're still doing it. It happens. You know, I'm full of good intentions, and then Mark will come in with everything, and then I think, oh, why shouldn't I? Why can he have it and not me? And it's a mindset we have to get rid of. So try again. If you didn't do okay last night, don't worry. Try again tonight. Get used to closing that kitchen. And if you're hungry, have a dessert with your dinner. You can have healthy dessert. Banana patties are like the best things. Banana oat cake patties. All they are is some oats and a banana. So you mash your banana up, you chuck your oats in, then you make them into like little balls, then flatten them down into like a little patty and stick them in the oven for like 15-20 minutes. That's it. They are amazing. They taste great. They're nutritious. You can have those in the evening with a dollop of Greek yogurt or something. Don't go for Greek style yogurt, by the way. Go for actual Greek yogurt. It's much better. And they're lovely. And if you really, really need to, do you know what you can do? You can add seeds to that, a few nuts, not loads of nuts, just a few. seeds, flakes. Oh, honestly, an absolutely worst case, you can add some little dark chocolate drops if you needed to. Obviously, it's a bit better if you didn't, but if you needed to, cool, have them. One of the most simple things you can have, really, really lovely and nutritious, okay? You could even stick berries in them as well. That's really good too. So, calm myself down again, think what I'm talking about. So close the kitchen. And as I said, if you're really hungry, have a dessert with your dinner. Just have it all at once. Don't keep doing it in little increments the whole time. So we close the kitchen. Blue light. You know I said to you about blue light? So I have blue light blocking glasses. So I wear glasses for driving and stuff, but I have blue light blocking glasses that I wear indoors just to reduce the amount of blue light that is going into my pupils, into my brain, and stimulating my brain. So we're trying to think about reducing the amount of blue light. If you're working in front of a computer and stuff all the time, hopefully you've got something that's blocking that. But the main thing is to avoid your screen time before bed. The worst thing you can ever do is wake up and scroll through your phone. Oh my God, especially in the middle of the night. Don't do it, don't do it. Because again, it releases everything in your brain. It wakes up your brain is doing an overload, you're awake and you just can't go back to a restful sleep. How did you sleep? That was my next question. Did you sleep okay last night? Did you have a good night's sleep? Anyone that's a coffee monster or does like that little bit of wine or alcohol in the evening, you might find that as you try and wean yourself off, you might feel a little bit worse before you feel better, but that's because you are literally weaning yourself off. It's almost like an addiction. So, but let me know, how did you get on? If heating, nobody probably wants to put the heating on, but good, you want to sleep in a cool room. You have a better night's sleep. So let me know how you felt. How did you feel when you got up? And again, if you did what I asked you in your journaling, make notes of how you're feeling. Make a note about your sleep. Tell me how you're feeling when you get up. Tell me how you're feeling at the end of the day, you know, and tell yourself, write it down, read it. And as I said, the more stuff you put down on paper, sort of like downloading your brain, the better, especially when something's niggling in your mind. Protein, I started talking to you about protein. So, breakfast or the first meal of the day, I call it the first meal of the day rather than breakfast. You want to get that more protein base. So some of you are telling me what you had yesterday, and thank you so much, good girls, I love to know. And if I give you ideas, I'm not saying, no, that's terrible, don't do it. You're grown adults, you eat what you want, but there's a better way of doing it. So like, I love my porridge in the morning. I love it. I can't move away from that. But I do have a 2-scoop protein shake with that. So my breakfast is more protein based. And I'm not going to make you do apping and weighing everything, but one thing I want you to think about is try and get at least 30 grams of protein per meal. It will make a difference, but especially that first meal. Your first meal of the day sets you up for how you're going to go the rest of the day. And if you haven't got enough oomph at that first meal, you're going to struggle. You're probably going to need to snack mid-morning, mid-afternoon. You're more likely to binge eat later on in the day, and our bodies need that protein. Girls, the best thing I can say to you, if you don't listen to anything else I tell you, more protein in your diet. More protein in your diet. There's been so many fads. There's been low fat, there's been low carbs, there's keto, there's this, there's that, there's the other. The one thing that everyone can agree on is more protein in your diet, okay? So yeah, I've talked to you about getting support from the people around you, talked about protein, try and up that protein, asked you about your sleep, said about no screen times, said about closed kitchen. What about your water intake? One of you said yesterday, it makes you wee more. Do you know what? Don't worry, you will get used to it. One of my hormonal symptoms, I'm not sure if I told you this, quite a few years ago, I had a lot of trouble with bladder leakage. Not like fully wetting myself, but quite often. So I started drinking less and less, thinking that would help. It didn't. I also ended up being put on a specific medication to help stop that. All it was doing was papering over the cracks. It wasn't addressing the problem. I didn't have a prolapse, didn't have bladder problems. I had hormonal issues and I needed the right amount of hormones given to me through HRT. Don't worry if you can't take HRT, we're all different, but for me, it was the hormone imbalance. And basically, when you go to the doctors, I don't know how many of you have been given antidepressants? Have anybody had that? There's so many, it's masking things by giving you other medication. I know HRT is a medication, by the way. I would have much preferred not to take any HRT, but I need it. There's nothing I can do. I need that. I'm so depleted. My hormone levels are so shockingly all over the place. I need that HRT. as I said, it isn't the golden elixir, it's not the fountain of youth, it helps, and everything else we're putting in place will make us more rounded, not rounded in our body, by the way, rounded in our health and wellness. Right, I've got to stop because you probably got bored. Your ears are probably falling off. Yeah. Check in, listen to this. Today, food. I want to see your food so I can give you suggestions to help. It's not checking up on you. It's not you're going to get in trouble if you don't pass the test. It's nothing like that. Please picture it, stick it in the comments below here so we know where everything is. I'm uploading your workout as I'm talking to you, so that link will be in here as well. And then later on I will put, actually, do you know what? No, change my mind. Here will be just for this. Talk to me about everything we've talked about, and your workout will be here, and check in for your workout here. Your food, I would like you to share that. I'm going to put your day 2 food sheet up. So put your food in there and then we know where it is. Yeah? Right. Terrific Tuesday. Have a good day. You've got this. You're amazing and you're going to feel fabulous. See you soon. Bye, guys.